Hi, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Can you hear?
Beautifully. That sounds nice, Jess.
Okay.
I'm not co-host, so I can't spotlight you yet.
That's fine.
Okay, you just bring the present with you and you read from 118. Shalom, friends.
Hello, Shabbat
See
Shalom.
you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, I can tell for sure that we have more people in Zoom than in Shul because it's cold and rainy, so it's understandable. Do you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes.
There is a bit of an echo, right? So must I go on? Is it okay? Hope you had a good week. As for me, my parents are visiting, so as always, it's good and intense. They're here, this couple over here, if you haven't met them yet.
Hello.
So we will start with the Matovu, and to the request of Jessica Sherman, we will hear the Danny Messing. Matovu. Danny Messing is a contemporary Jewish songwriter, originally Israeli, was partaking in Ish Hasidaya and other plays back in the 70s, immigrated to America, and since then is doing Jewish contemporary music. I met him in 1996 in Story Camp, and we kind of kept in touch since then. This is his big schlager, Matovu, how good are your thanks, Jacob, your dwelling Israel. Let's start with that, Matovu.
But this is not Danny Massing singing.
Sorry?
This is not Danny Massing singing. It's performed by other people.
Well, doing his arrangement anyhow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're not having it. Let's go on. Let's go on. Okay, so let us go to the lighting. Do you think we'll be able to have it in a few? You're working on that. So let's just move to the lighting of the candles. Hey, Richkins. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I'd like, okay, on Sunday, 9:30, it's the unveiling for Stan Abrahams, who was a dear friend and an important congregant and member and pivotal in the surviving committee of Beit Emanuel back in the 90s. And we are paying our homage to him. Tonight we're having here Jackie and Jill, the daughters, and I'd like to invite Gail to honor us with lighting the candles. Can I have the reader's camera, please? And we are on page 118, please rise. You know what to do, you know what to do. The blessing is at page 118.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Do you want to read one of the English verses? May the slide.
Pardon?
Can you read one of the English verses there?
May these festivals light, from 119, Rabbi.
For example, as these candles give light, one of these guys.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be amongst those who kindle light.
Thank you. And to you, Ori.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav V'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Welcome. Welcome to those who join us in the meantime. Just a second. We have the Bami family for tomorrow. Gabriel, you coming up to do the Shema readings, right? Right. And Lila, you. Is it Lila or Lila? What? Lila. Can I? Do you want to do the opening of closing of the ark tonight as well? So I'll invite you for that. Be prepared. Okay. Page 130. Come, let us sing joyously to God, raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise, and let us praise a shout for God in song. Lechu neranena, to you, Jess.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai, lechu neranena l'Adonai, 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 naria l'tzor yeshenu, naria l'tzor yeshenu, 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 nekadma fana betoda, nekadma fana betoda, 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 bismirot naria lo, bismirot naria lo, bismirot naria lo, bismirot naria lo, naria lo.
Page 131, Psalm 96. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בשרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני, ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. If you know the tune for ישמחו השמיים, please join me. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. יהי המים, יהי המים, יהי המים ומלואו, יהי המים, יהי המים, יהי המים ומלואו, יהי המים, יהי המים, יהי המים ומלואו, יהי המים, יהי המים, יהיה מים ומלוא יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו אז ירננו כל הצייה לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ לשפוט אבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו. I'm moving to 133, the two parts, one from Psalm 97 and the other from Psalm 98. The Eternal One is sovereign. Let the earth exult and the many islands rejoice. Dense clouds are around God. Righteousness and justice are the base of God's throne. O you who love God, hate evil. God, guard the lives of your low ones, saving them from the hand of the wicked. Light is sun for the righteous and radiance for the upright. O you righteous, rejoice in the eternal and acclaim God's holy name. A psalm, sing to God a new song, for you have worked wonders. Your right hand, your holy arm have won you victory. Eternal One, you have shown your victory, displayed your justice in the sight of the nations. You were mindful of your love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth behold the victory of our God. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu was in 135. Exalt the eternal our God. To you, Rory.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו להט קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו להט קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו ליד קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו ליד קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו.
Can we have that video? What do you say? No, we cannot have the video. Okay, we'll have it some other time. 136, we are on Psalm 29. מזמור לדוד, אהבו לאדוני בני אלים. Again, 136, Psalm 29. אהבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אהבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד יראים, אדוני אדוני על מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, ויקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון, כמו בן רמים. כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש. כל אדוני יחולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות ובהיכלו, כולו מרכבות. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. In case you haven't noticed, we are deep in February. 2022 had started. That's like non-negotiable. So now the question is, what are we up to in the time given to us? Now I understand that everyone are stressed and busy. I really understand it. I really understand it. Just I'm wishing for all of us, I'm not patronizing, me included, that the background noises, who are not the really important things, will not overshadow the really important things, the goody stuff we are here to do. Okay? So do not be satisfied with mediocrity, kindly, and be very adamant on your precious time and on what you tend to do in it. I said it several times before, the number is 168, which is 24 hours times 7. That's what you got, that's our capital. We met here Friday evening, 168 hours ago, and I'm hoping you were utilizing this week wisely. If you haven't, don't bully yourself. It happens to everyone. It's fine. But here's my point. You be adamant, sure, and strong to be on the core of what you're supposed to do, your core functions. Me, I'm a father, I'm a spouse, I'm a rabbi, and I'm a creative person. That's my core functions. You all got your core functions. This is where you got to deliver no matter what. And no matter how distracted things get, you have to deliver on those realms. So now I invite you to really just kind of try to put it aside and be nourished with the Shabbat, with the rest, with the community, with the food, with the time we have together, with all the good things that are here for us to take from, to be nourished from. And then when next week comes and again you're in this race to deliver, you will be nourished and you'll have some internal power, some internal forces to draw from. Otherwise, we are all, and it's a feature of modern life, and it's a feature of Johannesburg. You're drawing from empty resources. And I think I know what I'm talking about. I can see my people. So it's my duty to let you know that it doesn't have to be like that, and that it's our choice to be connected to the sources of sustenance and be nourished from them. Okay, I believe I said enough. This is the phase when you say, thank you, Rabbi. You already mentioned it before. Thank you, Rabbi. May God grant strength to our people. May God grant our people with peace. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We are in 138. Jess, when you're ready, I'm ready.
Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתהילה לך דודי Shabbat
can be seated. Just you want to go straight to Mizmor Shir 140.
I will.
Psalm 140. Psalm 92, 140.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, אמונתך טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, ומעשה ידיך טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, לזמר לשמך עליון.
The righteous bloom like a dead palm, they thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in it in one's house, they flourish in our God's court. In old ages he produced food, full of sap and freshness, attesting that God is upright, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. Read us Kaddish, leading us straight to the Baruch Hu, 144 and 146. Rory and then Jeff, please rise. 144, read us Kaddish.
Yitkadash meraba. Amen. Yalma divrach yirotev yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon of yom echon, uvchayedecho Beit Yisrael, b'galav izman kariv, emro amen. יש מרב המבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשא בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, sovereign ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, and whose understanding changes times and seasons, and arranges the stars in the heavenly courses according to plan. You're creator of day and night, throwing light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, ever-living God. You reign over us into eternity. Blessed are you, eternal one, who brings on evening, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. 150. Ahavat Olam, Beit Israel, Amcha Ahavta, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן, אדוני אלוהינו, בשכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו באורח ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו, Israel. Blessed the eternal one who loves your people Israel. We are reciting the Shema together, 152, 153. I invite you to cover the eyes. Jess will lead us via that.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Vaed.
Come, Gabriel. I can have the camera back to me. Back to me, camera to me. Sorry, camera back to me, please. Yeah. No, you do the Hebrew, you know the Hebrew and the English. What was that about?
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם בניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
למען תזכרו.
למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to continue, come tomorrow, 9:30 at the Bami. It's going to be cool, dude. You're really ready. You're really ready. Okay, what's your message to the people at home? Yeah. Maybe you'd like to tell them come tomorrow, 9:30. I'm doing my Bami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come to tomorrow at 9:30. It's my bar mitzvah.
Okay. You've heard a message. Okay, go down, go down, go down. Thank you. There is a twin sister. She'll be opening the ark in a minute. Mi Chamocha, 158. Rory.
מי כמוך באלם אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר וקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, בקהים לפני משה, זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד.
Chata Adonai, sorry, Gaal Israel, blessed are you, Eternal, for redeeming Israel. I'm reading in 161 at the top. Please join me if you can. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal One, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Blessed are you, Eternal One, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all of you people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. ופרוס עלינו. Just to you, and then straight to Vishamru.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הבורא סוכת שלום.
We're moving to the Amidah. I just want to check something. If I will share it, would it work? The Misha Berach. So I should be able. Okay, let's get there and then see how it goes. Okay. So we are moving to the Amidah. The Amidah starts in 164. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. I'd like to invite Lida to come and open the ark. Please rise. Please rise. 164. Come. Ma'am, we can't start without you. Okay, can we have the readers, Simon, can we have the readers and me? The readers come around me. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm damaged now. But you don't see it anymore. Adonai sefarai tiftahu fi yagid tehilate. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, האל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ושרה, אמן. 168. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים. 170. אתה הקדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. 172. אתה קידשת את יום השביעי לשמך, תכלית מעשה שמיים וארץ, וברכתו מכל הימים, וקידשתו מכל הזמנים, וכן כתוב בתורתך, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. 173 at the top. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despaired find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. רצה to you, Rory.
רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל. עמך, עמך, אל קרוב לכל קורב, בני לבניך וחננו, שפוך רוחך עלינו, ותחזינה עינינו. בשובך לציון ברחמים, ברוך אתה אדוני המחזיר ספינתו לציון.
goodness. We are grateful for your many bounties, for the protecting care with which your love shelters us, for the knowledge that wherever we are in your presence. May your teaching enrich our lives and challenge us to give evidence of our devotion. May our words and our deeds hallow your name and make us worthy of your blessings. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh le'odot. And finally, Shalom Rav, back to you, Rory.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael, Amcha tasim leolam, ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom, v'tovenecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. Amen.
That was Laila Richkin. My Lord, guard my speech from evil, my lips from deception. Help me to be ever modest, ever holding my tongue, even when people slander me. Open my heart here to write that I may pursue mitzvot, and as for all who think evil of me, cancel their design, frustrate their schemes. Act for your own sake, for the sake of your power, for the sake of your holiness, for the sake of your Torah, so that your loved one may be rescued. Save with your power and answer me. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון לי בלפניך. Adonai tzuri v'goali, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, God, my rock and my redeemer. Let us take a moment of silent meditation together and pray for it is what it is in our heart that we pray for this Friday afternoon at the entrance of this Shabbat. God, what is it that we are grateful for? What is it that we express our gratitude? What is it that we are sorry for? What is it that we show? You don't have to share others, just between you and God. What is it that I have some remorse about? And what is it that I ask from you now, Hashem? Now, what is it that I ask from you? A moment of silent meditation, then Jessica will lead us via Ose Shalom.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Thank you. This is the phase on our service when we are moving to think about people that we love and care about who are in pain, in suffering, in illness, in infirmity of any kind, mentally or physically, emotionally, or as the case may be. There is enough trouble for everyone in this world. So in a way that I cannot explain how, when we are sharing thoughts of loving kindness and care toward others, then somehow it influences. In the Buddhist tradition, it says the metta bhavana. When you're saying metta bhavana, you're saying loving kindness to the other. And in some mysterious way, because we are all connected, it works. So this is when I'm inviting you in the chat, in the Zoom here, to mention names of people we pray for their well-being, quietly or in voice. May it come to pass that those who sow in tear will reap in joy. Please.
Michael Haynes. Michael Haynes.
Oh, wait. Can you? Sorry. I'll unmute myself. Can you mute yourself? Yeah, sure. I'm on it, guys. I'm on it. Give me a second. Okay. I don't have a sound. So I must just let it go. What? Okay, sure.
Courage to make our lives a blessing.
Thanks.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, מי שברך אמותינו, מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We are getting better at this. Okay. Wait, now I must mute myself, right? Shush. Now I must mute myself. You see? I got it. Okay. Okay. One. Okay. Okay. It's pouring. Hello, brave people on the Zoom. Hello, brave people in the shul. It's pouring. It's Friday. It's Shabbat Kitisa. And I got some things to tell you about this parasha. It's 5 to 7. I'm going to speak now for as much as I can, but let's say I'll limit myself to 10, 12 minutes. And I'll see how much I can get in this 10, 12 minutes. Because to be honest, I got plenty to say about this parasha. Full of contradictions, long one, full of matters, full of contradictions. What I want to do is to go over with you what's going on. So at least you'll have the timeline in your mind and you'll see how full of contradiction it is and what it is that it teaches us. So we start on chapter 30, verse 11. We're still in this phase when God and Moses are talking about how it is going to be like when the Israelites will build the tabernacle. It will be so beautiful. And God has all these brilliant ideas about how it should work. And he even have the volunteers to do it. Sounds to me somewhat familiar. I have brilliant ideas and brilliant volunteers. The Lord says to Moses, see, I've chosen Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, the tribe of Judah. He will be filled with Spirit of God. So to make artist designs, to work with gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work with the woods, to engage with the craft. And they shall put the tent of gathering, the ark of the workers, to make everything I've commanded you. God came up with a whole list of specifications, right? We've been through it. The tent of gathering, the ark of the covenant, the atonement cover, the table and its artifact, the pure gold lampstand and its accessories, the altar of the incense, the altar of the burnt offering and its utensils, the basin of copper and its stand, and all the woven garments, both the sacred garments for Aaron and the priesthood, a long list of whatever. And then we are done with this discussion. And when we conclude that we're getting to the Holy of the Holies, the Shabbat, and the two tablets. This is like as high as you get. The children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generation. This is an ongoing covenant. This is a sign between me and the children of Israel, and so on. And then to express all that was spoken so far, God gave to Moses, when he had made an end of the communing with him upon Mount Sinai, he gave him 2 tablets of testimony of stones written in the finger of God. That brings us to the end of chapter 31. Up till here, everything is perfect. I wish I could stop here, but I cannot. So now we are in chapter 32. What's happening? The golden calf. I wish I could skip that episode, pretend it never happened, but it's not going to lead us anywhere, avoiding the trauma. So we have to look at what's happening here. And we have 4 players we need to look at, their behaviors, God and Moses on one side, and Aaron and the people on the other side. So imagine the following. There is the upper floor and the lower floor. In the upper floor, God and Moses, they are having, in Yiddish you say steigen, spiritual awakening. They are really one with the other here. They are very spiritual. They're imagining how it's going to be. The people of the covenant, they will have their tabernacle. It will be everything so perfect and so beautiful. That's the upper floor, like spiritual awakening. Then in the lower floor, while this is happening, there's one big mess of the children of Israel. All the family business that were not dealt with are coming to the surface now. And Aaron is there alone. And Aaron, we spoke about it in the actually last 2 weeks, we spoke about the figure of Aaron as the priest. He would like to avoid for rebels. He would just like everyone to be happy. And this is what says the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So he's trying to accommodate this and accommodate that, and then he's trying to earn some time. And the result is the golden calf. Later on, he tells Moses, I don't know how did it happen. I just told him to bring the gold and we put it in the mold. And I was like trying to, and then suddenly this happened. It's like, you can check it. And this calf have came up. You know, I just told them to bring the gold and then this calf came up. Now about the people. How poor is this generation? You just got out of Egypt. You have seen the miracles and wonders of Exodus. God have parted the Red Sea. God have gave you the Torah with, you saw the light and you saw the sound and the whatever. That was like 2 weeks ago. What's going on? And you know, it's like, the sad thing is that it makes sense, because if there's something I can say about humans is that we are bound to fail. It's like the one thing I can assure you about humans is that we are bound to fail. Now, the master sages, they don't, you know, they don't skip this opportunity to pull the leg, to like, you know, to like pull the, to poke the Israelites. They say, how long were you really pure when you promised to God we will do and we will hear? How long did it? Was it like 2 weeks? Was it 1 week? One of the master sages, it says, while you were telling to God we will hear and we will do, you were already thinking about the other gods. It's like saying to somebody, on your wedding, you were thinking about other ladies. On the day of your weddings, while you were doing your vows, your mind was on other women. And this is what you have to work with, because you're not going to get better people. The community is the community. The people is the people. That's what you have to go. If you're not happy with that, don't play the game of becoming a god and choosing people, which brings me to God. God and Moses, what's going on in the upper floor? Oh, okay. They are in their spirituality. They're doing the thing. They're doing the thing. Then there is the description of what's happening with the people. And now suddenly God understands what's happening, and he's telling to Moses, oh, let's just say, and the people rose, okay. Aaron built an altar, and Aaron made proclamation and says, tomorrow there's a feast to the Lord. And then the people rose up early in the morning. They offered burnt offerings. They brought peace offerings, and they sat down to eat and drink, and they rose up to play. This is a very sweetish, they rose up by yakumu letzachek. It's like an orgiastic sexual worship, something that we Jews, we usually don't do, as you are well aware. Okay. And what else can you offer after you ate and drank and gave your offering and then you know you move to the sex zone? What else do you have to offer? Then the Lord saying to Moses, suddenly he wakes up and sees that this is happening. Go get down, for thy people which I brought from the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly from the way which I commanded them. They have made the golden calf. They are worshiping it. They have sacrificed and said, this is your God, O Israel, who have brought you up from the land of Israel. You would presume Moses will say something, but there is silence. Moses says nothing. Then God has to speak again. It's interesting. This is interesting. Usually you get a dialogue. Here you don't get a dialogue. Moses was saying, yeah, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Then the Lord says to Moses, I have seen these people, and behold, they are stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath, W-R-A-T-H, my wrath, my anger, will wax hot against them, and I may consume them, and I will make you into a great nation. Have you heard it before? God telling someone, I will make you to a great nation. I had enough of the people. I will make you great. Have you heard it before? Yes, you have heard it before. You have heard it before several times. If to be honest, then this is God's fixation. God has in mind that there's going to be a perfect humanity, and he will be the God of this perfect humanity, and this humanity will be perfect. And it keeps not happening. It keeps not happening. Now, the language he's using is the same language when he's used here in Exodus 32, the same language he's using in Genesis 6 when he's talking to Noah. It's even like the Hebrew is very strong because it's Noach, Nun, Chet, and the word which is used is Vayinachem. Noach is convenient, but also comfort, and also to be comforted, like comfort the bereaved. Vayinachem, he found solace. So some of it goes out in the translation, but still, I'm reading now from this Genesis 6. The Lord has regretted that he had made the human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So he says, I will wipe from the face of the earth all the human race that I've created, and the animals and whatever. And Noah found favor in the eyes of God. So God has like kind of a thought. What I should actually do, I will destroy all them, and from Noah I will make a new humanity. This new humanity, there will be the real thing. Then he's doing the same thing with Abraham. The people of Sodom and Gomorrah, they are wicked. I'm going to destroy them all. But you, I got kicked out. Now the computer, dude. Okay, but you, Noah, you, Abraham, with you I will make my covenant. You will be my people. I will be your God. And now he would like to do the same trick with Moses. And Moses saying, I am not playing this game anymore. No, it's okay. He came back now. What? It opened itself. Am I on? I guess I'm on. No, you're on for us, not for him, not for them. I don't know if I'm on for them, but now it's okay.
Yep, you're on for us. We can hear you and see you.
Okay. Then Moses said, listen, is that what you want people to say? You brought them from Egypt to kill them here in the wilderness. That's the appearance. That's how you want to come across. And if that's what you're up to, God, and I said it last week, write me off your book. Mecheni na misifrecha. Write me off your book. I'm not interested in this package, God. And it's like the human who stand in front of God and saying, I'm not buying this wrath of yours, God, which saves the whole situation. That would be a great place to stop, but unfortunately I cannot stop here. Moses coming down, and then as if it's a surprise, then he sees what's happening. He says, who is loyal to God, come to me. The clan of Levi comes, and then they're doing a massacre, and they're killing 3,000 people. And Aaron is begging Moses to be forgiveness, to understand the people. Say, you know the people, that's how they are. And then Moses is playing like the same as Moses had before, was coming God now, coming God down. Now what you see is that Moses himself is acting with a divine anger, and Aaron tries to calm him down. And this is not the end. Then there's like, okay, the day after we have to somehow continue. God says, well, I think that whoever was involved in the golden calf thing is going to die in a plague. Go mediate this message to them. And then there's a plague. We don't know how many people die in the plague. Only when that episode is done, he's coming to them and he's saying, after the plague, I'm on 33 verse 5. I need to start finishing. I'm starting finishing. The Lord said Moses said to the children of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. I will come up into the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. I will come in you in a moment and I consume thee. Now I want to speak about this manic depressive behavior of God. Okay? This terminology, hold me 1 minute. You hold me now. If you don't hold me now with 1 minute, I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to kill them all. Repeats like 7-8 times in the Bible. When God says, you hold me, unless in 1 minute I'm going to consume them all. And this is how a neighborhood bully behaves, not how a deity behaves. And the Bible is full of endless expressions of divine wrath. God anger, God is disapproving, God is not happy. There's always something going on. And the residents of the Bible, what they know, what is certain in their life is that at some point, God may have a wrath. They're not even sure what they might or might not do something wrong, but what they are sure about is that there is any time can come a situation when they have to endure God's wrath, and that's how it is. God is always right. God is never wrong. He never fails. If he's angry, he got a good reason to be angry. And if he's retaliating, burning, consuming, whatever, there's 1,000 reasons for that. Now to conclude, I want to offer to you a thought, because this is a disturbing thought. This is a disturbing thought about the nature of the deity we worship. The thing is that our understanding of the divine doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from our own projections and from our own failures as human beings. And as I said, if one thing is clear, is that the human beings are bound to fail. So let me give you a scenario, and I'll start to conclude my sermon now in a few minutes. Imagine you have to watch yourself on a surveillance camera for 1 week. Let's say you died, you are now in the purgatory, and your punishment, not punishment, you have to spend the time in the purgatory to watch your life, not your whole life, just 1 week. Now collecting this 1 week, all the moments when you have been stiff-necked, not listening, sure that you are no better than others, sure that if you're angry, there is a good justified reason for that. If you're wrath, it's very justified. If you retaliate, if you behave in a bad way, it's absolutely justified, and so on. Only we don't need anything to be justified and right. Everyone else are wrong and we are right. I think that would be kind of the average, when we think we know better and we don't. So don't put it on God. It's on us to start. The angry God in us that think he knows better, it's part of the problem. It's the source of the problem. It's the source of the problem. Not to mention the heart of patriarchy. This is exactly what patriarchy looks like. Okay. Now, something very serious happens to God when he's moving from the Bible time to the Mishnah and Talmud days. He becomes more mature, he becomes more modest, he becomes more aware of his misfunctions as a parent and as a God. So he prays. To whom he prays? It's a great philosophical question, huh? Whom God is praying to? He's praying to himself. And here's the story. It's Berachot, page 7. Those in the Talmud class have read it before, know what I'm talking about. It's a famous scene when God is praying, and this is what he says. Rabbi Yochanan said, and Rabbi Yossi, how do you know that the Holy One, blessed be he, prays? And it says, I will bring them into my holy mountain, and I will bring them to my pray. What does God pray? And Rav said, I'll skip the Hebrew because I'm short on time, but the Hebrew is very beautiful. May it be my will. We say, may it be your will. He says, may it be my will, that my mercies will overcome my anger, And may my mercies prevail over my attributes of punishment. And may I conduct myself toward my children with mercy. And may I enter before them beyond what is appropriate. Lifanim mishurat hadin. Is what's supposed to happen, the shurat of the din. Shura is the line and the din is the justice. It's like what should happen. And if we go according to what should happen, all of us are unworthy. All of us are doomed. If we get what we really deserve, all of us are doomed. Our only chance is based on the grace of the Almighty. So God says, may it be that I will be merciful. May it be that I will not be submitted to my wrath. May it be that I will look kindly beyond the line of judgment to my people. And then on that page, on that same Talmud page, there is one of the most famous and beautiful stories. When God is asking the priest to bless him, God asking the person to bless him. Here's the story. Ishmael, the high priest, says, once on Yom Kippur, I entered the Sanctus Sanctorum, the Holy of the Holies, to offer. And I saw the Lord of hosts seated upon the high exalted throne, like in Isaiah 6. And he told me, God told me, Ishmael, my son, bless me. God is asking a blessing from the human. And I said to him, what should I bless you? And then I said to him, may it be your will that your mercy will overcome your anger, and that your mercy prevail all your other attributes. May you act toward your children with mercy, and may you enter before them beyond the letter of the law, beyond what is appropriate. And the Holy One blessed me, nodded in his head, and accepted my blessings. All those who live in the time of the Bible know that they have to be afraid, because you don't know where is God's wrath going to come on you. The master sages who are processing these resources years later, they're trying to make the point that God also developed, that God also worked himself. And then he is creating a precedence. The child is blessing his father. And he says, you're the father, you're the king. May there be no anger. May your mercies conquer your anger. So may we learn from God how to be blessed by our children. May we learn from God how to conquer our fear and how to let go of our mercifulness. I'm not sure I managed to pass the message through, but this is as the best as I can. This is a complicated theme, God's wrath. Very inconvenient to deal with. I feel we don't have the luxury of not dealing with it, because it reflects, until we let it go, until we're walking with it, you know, this obsessive behaviors are returning and causing distress in us here. We don't have the luxury not to deal with it. Anyhow. It's almost 7:20. It's good time to conclude the sermon. Thank you for that. Thank you for listening to me. I've been as clear as I can be. I'd like to move to the Kaddish. And I said the unveiling for Stein Abrahams. We moved to 598, and I'm inviting Irving to come forward. Maybe by the time that Irving comes up, I should say, Jackie, who is the oldest child? You, right? You, Gail. Okay, so here's the story. Back in the years, Sally Abrahams is pregnant with Gail. There is a man-com meeting. Here's the story. The story goes like this. And everyone's sitting and talking about how we must grow our membership. And Stan says, well, you can see I'm working on that, right? End of story. End of story. What? But your mother never told you your story. Your mother never told you your story. She will approve. It's a story from Sally. Okay. Thank you. You can see I'm working on that. End of quote. 598. Mr. Manoin, please.
Okay. We remember today the yard sites of Joey Crowley, mother of Jeanette Cohen, Leslie King, father of Rena King, Charles Manoyan, my father, Solomon Trockey, father of Samuel Trockey. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own Zichronon Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Yitkadal v'yitkadash me Rabbah, Balma divrach v'rotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomoichon, v'chai dichol Beit Yisrael, Bagala uman kariv imru, Amen. Yesh me Rabbah mevarach le'olam l'maya. Yitbarach v'yistabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yirhalal shmei d'kudshah rihu. Le'la mincho b'richata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata daminran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Eshlama Rabba min Shmaya b'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'roman, uyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. Any further marks of your grace, or you're done? You're done?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
For those of you that are not in this hall tonight, and for those of you that are, I'm hoping I'm capturing it correctly, but I feel like we've had a collective experience, the symphony of the elements with us. And it felt like we all came in as separate people, but the way the rain and the thunder created this symphony of a background to us made me feel like we'd all had something that we can share together. I have a few announcements. First of all, it's the Richkin Bar Mitzvah tomorrow. I know Edwin Richkin, young Richkin children. He was a student of my husband's and a very special student of my husband, a memorable one for all the right reasons. And I'm sure that as his children, you have been blessed with some of the wisdom and the specialness of your father. I don't know your mom, but I do know that you've had a very special father, and I'm sure that you will do very well tomorrow. We can't not mention, even though it's in the bulletin, that we've had the most remarkable donation from the Shachat family. This change from an in real life service to a hybrid service has brought about many challenges, which we all know about. But the donation of the Shachat family is going to take us from good to outstanding. And not only is it helpful, but I feel, and I'm sure the rabbi will nod in agreement, that it's a sign of confidence in our community that we're worth investing in. So thank you very much. And then for those of you who have nothing to worry about and no plans to make, let me just put a few things to worry about in your mind. Purim is coming up, and we have a Purim night market, and we have a whole program arranged. So there are two things that you should be worrying about. What are you going to sell at the night market, or what are you going to buy at the night market? And if you have something to sell, please contact me. My details are in the bulletin. And then the second thing you have to worry about is what are you going to wear? Very important, top of your list of things to consider in the next short while.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, Rabbi.
Like we, the Shachet family, we already have our theme custom for the 6 of us. And we usually come with a theme custom, which is discussed ahead. So you can,
Okay, well, I can guarantee that's going to be a treat. So with that, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
See you
Shalom.
tomorrow morning in Shul.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's conclude with Adon Olam, 625, just to you. And you who are here, please join us for the Brucha.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem kol yetzir nivra, Beit Nasa, B'chefzo kol, Azay melech shemo nikra, Ve'acharei kiflotako, Levado yimloch nora, Vehu haya, Vehu yeh b'tivara, Vehu echad, ve'en sheni, Le'am shelo le'havira, Beli reshit, beli tachlit, Ve'laz ve'hamizra, Vehu eli, Ve'chai koli, Ve'tzochev li be'tzara, Vehu nisi umanos li, Menet kosti beyom ekra, Ve'yado afkid ruchi, Ve'tishan ve'ahira, Ve'imruchi gaviyati, Adonai li velo ira.
Shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Great to see you. Thanks for being with us in the Zoom and here. Those who are here, please join us.
Shabbat
And all
shalom.
the others, Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Great to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Liz,
Hello.
Mary, Pete, Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi, Paul.
Shalom,
Hello,
everyone.
hello, hello, hello.
Shabbat
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Shalom.
Cheers, cheers. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Nice to see you.
Bye, son.
Hi, how's it? Shabbat Shalom, Liz.
Shabbat shalom, Jessica.
Come back soon, Liz.
Marine.
Shabbat Shalom, Marion, Pete,
Thank you.
and everyone.
Shabbat shalom
Rabbi.
and crew.
Shabbat shalom to the